Bebe Rexha.
Yeah.
Like, you must have a lot of headlines because you've done nothing but get out there and you're getting producers' attention. You're collaborating with some of the biggest, most incredible producers and artists. I mean, it's really, your flame is up and you're simmering. You're coming to a boil. I mean, you must feel really good about where your career's going.
I'm really excited because I feel like I've, been working so hard. I have that, like, New Yorker mentality, too, like, where it's like I always wanted to do this, and I don't know, it's just a dream come true. Just sitting here right now, too, is awesome,
Well, oh, please. Well, for us as well.
Yeah.
And I love the hair shade as well.
Yeah.
I know I have to get the roots done, though, but...
That's in. Everybody's doing the
Roots are in.
Have you noticed a difference with how people react to you or how you feel being with the really dark hair versus being blonde?
Because I'm blonde now.
Yeah.
I don't know. People are like, go back to your original brown hair. That's who you truly are. And I'm like, no, but I wanted to do it blonde. I feel like I wanted to change,
That's the good thing about hair and girls especially. You can do any color you want. And
I know.
You can change it all the time.
Looking back in some of the situations you've been in, some performances or collaboration times or studio time, whatever, what moment can you go back to in the last couple of years that you still think is just like that moment that made your goosebumps bigger than ever?
When I wrote The Monster for Eminem and Rihanna.
Right.
I remember we were in Harlem and I just couldn't get any cuts. I got signed, I got dropped. And I just nobody would even pick up my phone calls. And I was like, I really want to do this. And I'd be like in my dad's house working for 16 hours in the basement on the computer, like cutting my vocals up, making the beats myself, writing the songs. And I'm like, I don't want to just be that pop star. I want to write my songs. And I want to show people that I really love to do this. I don't want to be like that glossy pop chick. So I took the train up one day. I was in Harlem and we wrote this song called Monster Under My Bed. And I remember shopping it to all the record labels and everybody's like, Monster Under My Bed? Nobody's going to want to hear that song.
Hold on, one second. So this is how it works for some. If you're a songwriter,
yeah,
you come up with a song,
yeah,
and you start calling people, hey, I've got this song. How does it work?
I wrote that song for myself, so I was like, okay, I'm going to put a couple of songs together and go to some of the record labels and see if anybody wants to sign me off of these songs,
Okay.
And it was, the Monster happened it was so unexpected because Eminem's A&R was in the studio that day and overheard the song playing and said, what is that? That just that doesn't happen. That was really weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that opened so many doors for me. I had $200 in my account, and that was that was really the moment where I was like, oh my gosh, I can really do this. So that was a life-changing moment because it was originally I never was a songwriter. It just I kind of fell into that because that was the way that I could survive and make my money and keep my dream going.
So now you say that you can't imagine being a performer without writing your songs.
Yeah, I can't.
But are there other great writers that you would?
Oh yeah, I love Sia. I've worked with Sia before, and I love the Sias and the Pharrells, and I look up to them because they've also written a lot of big songs for other artists as well as themselves. You know what I mean? But I've worked with Sia before, and I think she's amazing.
Isn't she great?
Yeah, she just blew my mind. She would write. We would be in the studio, and she'd write the song in 45 minutes. When you write a song with The Monster, especially you're sitting in a room, and it's like you're trying to catch lightning in a bottle. You're sitting around a piano, and hopefully you come up with a cool concept or a cool idea. And here we are, and I'm like, hey guys, I have this really cool concept. I heard this quote on the internet, and we stop looking for the monsters under our beds when we realize they're inside of us. Meaning, sometimes we are our own worst enemies, And everybody in this was like, wow, that's a really cool concept. And then we sit around the piano, and we're just writing the song, and then it just happens, and you just feel it. It's a weird feeling. I've been a part of records that have gone to #1 or have charted top the charts, but the best feeling is when you're in the studio and you write the song and
But that's
the most exciting part.
When you first heard the song on the radio, that
I was numb. I was shocked.
Yeah, that you wrote it. I mean,
I didn't know until last minute because Eminem had put the track list out, and I saw it from Instagram. My mom texted me. She's like, "The Monster's on Eminem's album," and I'm like,
"Whoa! You didn't know your song was on the album?"
Well, no, I didn't. I didn't know that. I didn't know Hey Mama when we did Hey Mama with David Guetta. I didn't know. I went into the studio. We wrote this hook in 10 minutes. It was just a joke. I was like, that's gonna go nowhere. I didn't know that one.
So
and then I get a text from Guetta being like, hey, Nicki's on it. And I'm like, what? Okay, cool. He's like, we kept you on the hook. I was like, what? And then I heard it on the radio.
So
I was
you
this is
and
really
Nicki
cool.
on Hey Mama.
Yeah.
At that point, when you see it on the set list or on the album list, do you send them a bill? You write a statement
How
out?
does that work?
I don't know. I don't like to deal with business stuff. I'm trying to be creative. It freaks me out.
Let someone else do that. It's all these numbers, I don't get
I just get excited. I'm like, oh my gosh.
And we met your dad for the first time today.
Yeah, he's sitting out there. He heard you on the radio. He's like, Elvis said your name on the radio. My dad gets more emotional than my mom. He used to cry when we watch Oprah and stuff like that. So he'd probably be
Love
crying.
him. We love Dad.
And your mom looks like your sister. I did not. When I saw
she had me when she was so young, though.
Dad's in tears. Can we talk to him?
Dad, I can't. Come here, Dad. I can't. I'm gonna cry.
Would you talk to us on the air? If not, it's okay. He doesn't want to. Tell us why your father is so emotional. No, you're emotional. Oh my! The whole freaking family's crying. Now Danielle's crying. Oh God! Everyone's crying. No, tell me about this moment right now. No, Bebe, really. Your father. You're all three of you. You're just beautiful, beautiful people. Why is this such an? All right. I'm going to talk about why your dad.
I should have never brought him in here. No. No, this is cool.
This is extreme. This is extremely cool. Come, you hug your daughter. Look at this. Bebe and her father are hugging each other. Oh
There's
my gosh.
a cool relationship between father and daughter.
I know, I love him.
And your mom's over there like, these little babies.
Yeah.
Why is...
My mom never cries. My dad always cries.
But that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
What is your background, by the way?
I'm Albanian.
Albanian.
Yes.
And are Albanian guys typically very, very emotional guys?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm Scottish. I cried all the time.
Oh, gosh, great.
So why was that a crying moment for you? You saw your father crying and it made you cry.
Well, because I feel like I've been this has been a really long journey and it's exciting to be here. And my father watching me on like the station that I grew up listening to is awesome.
Do you remember when you were a little girl, did you ever look up at your dad and say, I want to hear me on that Elvis Duran show one day?
Yes.
You actually said those words.
Yeah, I did. I don't want to cry. This is so embarrassing.
No, it's not.
No, this is so real.
There are those moments that hit us in life where we are like, this is a full circle moment right now. So you just had one of those, and when those hit you, they can hit you hard. So that's good. That's like this is a moment for you. Don't be embarrassed.
And I'll be like more like your mom. I mean, it's great for my ratings. I know. You know what I'm saying? No. The only thing that could be better is if someone started bleeding.
Okay. No.
What, in my opinion, what makes you have that it thing that's going to propel you to the top is this. Because people fall in love with artists that show us what's inside their hearts. When your heart is breaking, when your heart is happy, when you're celebrating, when you're sad, it's when you, in your magical way that only you can do, can show us honesty. That's what sets you apart. We've seen artists come and go, and we can meet someone and within the first 10 minutes tell you how long they'll be around. And we're usually right.
Yeah.
Because we can tell by how honest you are with your feelings. So the things you're doing right now, crying when your dad's in the room, never, ever try to cover that up in the cat box. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Always let that show.
I think that's with my music too. I feel like I just want to put out good music that people love and just always be honest and real. Yeah.
Shouldn't we play your new song?
Yes.
No Broken Hearts?
Yeah.
No, where were you when you wrote this?
I was in California. So.
What room? Were you in someone's dining room?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Were you like in a cab?
I was actually this time I was actually like in a studio.
You were in a studio writing.
And the VMAs were playing, and I was like, oh, I wish I was there. And the producer, I was feeling kind of bummed, so I went into the room, and it was the first time working with these producers, and they were like, uh-oh. I actually started crying because I was like, went through a breakup, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get into it.
Okay.
But I had my heart broken like 3 times that week by like friends, and like I was literally ghosted, like left by people, and I was like, damn. And I walked into the room, and I was like kind of really upset, and then I was like, oh, this is not going to be a good session. And then I was like, put some beats on, just put a beat on, because I usually write with piano. I'm like, this time I'm like, just throw 3 beats on the like the session,
Right,
Does that make sense? I
yeah,
don't know if
the
that makes
computer.
sense. On the computer, and then like you go and sing in the recording booth, and I heard this beat, and I just started freestyling literally the whole song. So like the first take, it's not perfect, but like I kept a lot of like the main vocals just because I felt like it was a feeling thing that I had to keep. And then I played it for Nikki, and she was like, I'm jumping on this. This is really dope. And she was like, I'm not, I don't know. It was just awesome. It's just crazy. So.
The story behind the song. Bebe Rexha, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And you know what? It takes courage to put your heart out there. And you know what? When you put your heart out there, as we do in love and life and in music, and you're allowing people to stomp all over it, to make fun of it, to cherish it, whatever, but you have to put your heart out there. Otherwise, you never know how far you can go, and that's what you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, Bebe Rexha.
Thank you,
No
guys.
Broken Hearts. Thank you for coming in.